Raffles Girls Primary School Prelim Exam Primary 6 2022 Paper 2. I'll be going through every question in this paper. Let's go through the first question. Okay, a carton of eggs cost $2.40 last year. So this is a carton of egg that cost $2.40 last year. And this year, the same carton costs $3. So what is the percentage increase in the price of a carton of eggs? So the approach to solve percentage increase is this. You need to know what is the increase, amount increase, over what is the price before the increase. Multiply by 100%. So this is the approach. So the increase will be $3 minus $2.40. So the increase is 60 cents. The price before the increase is $2.40. Multiply by 100%. And use your calculator, you'll get 25%. So that's the answer. Let's continue with the next question. Okay, a group of pupils were asked to choose one activity from canoeing, running, swimming, and archery. The pie chart shows the pupils' choice. Half of the number of pupils preferred swimming and archery. So we can see from the diagram, this line divide the circle or the pie chart into half. So I can say this half is 50%, the other half is 50%. Everything adds up to 100%. If this half is 50%, it will mean that 50% minus 10%, swimming is 40%. You will notice this right angle sign. Right angle sign would mean that this is equal to 1/4 of the circle. Therefore, 100% divided by 4 gives you 25%. So this portion is 25%. 25% take away 10%. Canoeing will be 15%. So canoeing will be 15%. All right. Running, since canoeing and running makes up half of the total pupils, then running will be 50% minus 15%. That will give you 35%. So this is the answer for part A. What percentage of the pupils prefer running? 35%. Let's look at part B. The pupils' choice were also represented by a bar chart. The bars for archery and swimming were not drawn. How many pupils prefer running and archery? So let me clear up these and push the diagram up a little so that I can teach you how to do question part B. Okay, as right now, this is 35%. Now, if you look at the diagram, use your ruler and extend it to your left side. You will notice canoe stops at 30. Running has a mark at 70. Okay. Running is 35%. And there are 70 pupils from the bar chart. So I can say that 35% is equal to 70. Make sure you use the arrow. Percentage never use equal sign. So 1% will be equivalent to 70 divided by 35. And 1% is equal to 2 pupils. So if I can't move, I'm going to go on the own paper, you can see that archery and canoeing adds up to, running and archery. Running and archery adds up to, archery is 5% archery is 10%, and running is 35%. So archery and running is add up to 45%. Therefore, 45% will be equivalent to 45 multiplied by 2, because 1% is 2. Okay, so that will give you 90. And that's the answer for part B, 90, and this is 35%. Let's continue with question number 3. So the rhombus, PQRS is a rhombus. Rhombus would mean all these sides are equal and they're parallel. PR and PT are straight lines. PQR is 104, TPR is 120, find TPR. So they're looking for this, right? Because this is a rhombus, this side is equal to this side. Therefore, triangle PQR is an isosceles triangle. So what I can do is if I use 180 minus 104, I will get 76 degrees, and 76 degrees divided by 2, I'll get the base angle of the isosceles triangle, which is 38. So this is 38 degrees. Now, can you see that? I'll focus on this triangle. Okay. Angle inside a triangle add up to 180. So 180 minus away 120 minus away 38. So I take away this, I take away this. I'll have the required angle TPR, and that will be 22 degrees. Let's continue with question number 4. At a dinner party, the ratio of the number of men to the number of women was 5:4. Another 56 women joined them after the dinner had started. The ratio of the number of men to number of women became 3:4. How many people were at the party in the end? So this is pretty simple. Let's record the ratio. The first ratio before the extra woman joined, the men to woman, the ratio is 5:4. So the change is 56 women joined, is from here. And the ratio becomes 3:4. So if I compare these two ratios, only women have changed. 56 women joined. But there's nothing changed to the men. The men remains unchanged. Therefore, This value and this value should remain the same, therefore equal. So let's make it equal. Multiply by 3 over here and make it to 15. Multiply by 5 over here and make it to 15 as well. So the common base is done. Now we can see that the woman has increased from 12 units to 20 units. So 20 minus 12, the woman has increased by 8 units. 8 units has to be equal to 56. 1 unit is equal to 56 divided by 8. 7. Question is, how many people were at the party in the end? So in the end is this. This is the end. So in the end there is 15 units plus 20 units, 35 units. 35 multiplied by the value of 1 unit, which is 7. Answer is 245. Let's look at question number 5. Okay, let's read first. Auntie Wendy sells strawberries and chocolate cakes in the canteen. The bar graph shows the number of strawberries and chocolate cookies or cakes sold from January to March. The difference in the number of strawberry and chocolate cakes sold in January is 4y. So let me move this up a little bit. The difference in the number of strawberry and chocolate cakes sold in January is 4y. So this is 4y. So that means this must be 2y. Each interval is 2y, right? Now, if each interval is 2y, let's look at how much is this bar. The value of this bar will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12y. This will be 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 8y. This will be 6y. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. This is 20y. This is 6y. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12y. Okay. So one interval is 2y. The first question is, the total number of cakes sold from January to March is 64y. So let's add up all the y's here. 12y's plus 8y plus 6y plus 20y plus 6y plus 12y. If you use your calculator, you'll get 64y. So answer is 2. The average number of chocolate cakes sold in February, the second statement, in February and March is 5y more than the average strawberry cakes sold in February and March. So you're comparing the chocolate cakes, average chocolate cakes, with the average strawberry cakes for February and March. So let's look at the chocolate cakes. So chocolate cake and short chocolate for you'll be in January and in February and March will be February is let me get the right pen. February will be 20 and March is 12. All right, so it's 20y plus 12y. You get 32y. Average will be 32y divided by 2, 16y. Now let's look at strawberries. Strawberries, it will be February is 6y, March is 6y. So it's 6y plus 6y equal 12y. Average 12y divided by 2, 6y. So we are comparing 16y, which is the average of the chocolates for February and March, with 16y, the average for February and March. Compare that to 6y for average for February and March. The difference is 10y. So this is not correct, because the statement says it's 5y more, but in fact it is 10y more. So this is not true. Third statement, number of cakes. The number of cakes sold in February is 16 more than the number of cakes sold in March. Okay, this is not possible to tell, because let's take a look. The cakes sold in February altogether is 6 plus 20, 6y plus 6y plus 20, so it is 26y. In March, it's 6 plus 12, so it's 18y. Indeed, the cake sold in February is more than that in March. But to know whether it's exactly 16, the difference, we wouldn't know, because we do not know the value of y. So that is why it is not possible to tell. Let's look at question number 6. The figure is made up of 4 small quarter circles and 1 big quarter circle on 9 identical squares. The area of each square is 49. Find the area of the shaded part. Okay, so given area of square, you find the side. So square root of 49 is 7. So in other words, each side is 7 centimeters, which is also the radius of the small quadrant. Now, to find the area of shaded part, we can do cut and paste. You will notice that if I move this shaded boomerang and put it here, I get a square. Similarly, if I get this shaded boomerang and I put it here, I also get another square. So the area of the shaded part is made out of 2 squares and a large boomerang. Okay, 2 squares and a large boomerang. So let's find the area of 2 small squares. Okay, 2 small squares. 1 small square is 7 times 7, 49. Actually, it's given here. 2 small square will be 49 times 2. And you get 98. So this is area of 2 small squares. Let's find the area of the boomerang. Let me shade this. Let me show you again. This is the boomerang that I'm looking for now. So the area of this boomerang can be found by using the area of the large square, which is over here is 21. The area of large square will be 21 multiplied by 21. 21 multiplied by 21 is equal to 441. Let me double check. So this is the area of large square. Minus away the big quadrant. The big quadrant will be 1/4 times pi times radius times radius. Radius will be 21. Okay, pi is 22/7, so let's use 22/7. times 21 times 21. So this will gives you, let me put equal sign, 346.5. So this is the big quadrant. So the area of this boomerang will be the big square, which is this number, minus away the quadrant, 346.5, and you get 94.5. So this is this is the big boomerang. The big boomerang plus the two small squares will be the area of the shaded region. Okay, good. Let's continue with question number 7. Okay. ABCD is a parallelogram. LGJD is a trapezium. EB is a straight line. AB is parallel to HG. Okay, you can see the arrows already written for you. Angle DBC is 75. Angle GLD is 65. HEK is 64. And BDC is 65. Right? So first, let's find out what is the angle of KDJ. KDJ is this. KDJ, this KDJ, okay? KDJ is part of this triangle, right? DBC. Angle in a triangle is 180 degrees. So angle KDJ, which is the angle, is part of the interior angle of triangle BDC. So 180 degrees minus the other two angles, you get 40 degrees. So there's part A answer, 40 degrees. EHG. So look at this angle. Now to do this, first, let's find out what is this angle. Okay, to know what is this angle, we need to know what is this angle. This angle is actually alternate angle. Look here. Like, can you see the Z here? We'll use another color here. Okay. Okay. So there's a Z here. This is 75. This will be 75. So this and this is a straight line. So angle on a straight line, I can find this angle, which is 180 degrees minus 75 degrees. I get 105 degrees. So it's 105 degrees. I can find this angle as well. It's also angle on a straight line. 180 degrees minus 65 degrees. I get 115. Now, can you see there's a quadrilateral here? Angle inside a quadrilateral add up to 360. So 360 minus the other three angles, 115, 105, and 64. We'll get 76 degrees, which is this angle. EHG. All right, now let's continue with question 8. Question number 8 is pretty interesting. So the table consists of numbers from 1 to 64. John is given a plastic frame that covers exactly 9 squares of the table with the center square darkened. John puts the frame on 9 squares and shown in the figure. What is the average of the 8 numbers that can be seen in the frame. Let me mostly move these up a little bit. So the 8 numbers that can be seen in the frame will be 3, 11, 7, 18, 20, 21, right? So they're asking for the average. Very simple, just add them up. Let me move these up a little bit. Okay, let's move these out a little bit so I can use a space to clear these. So let's add up the 8 numbers. 3 plus 11 plus 17 plus 18 plus 20 plus 21 plus 27 plus 35, and that gives you 152. Average will be 152 divided by 8. 19. Okay, something unique here. Do you notice 19 is also this number, 19? Right? So the average of the frame is in the center. Is the center number of the frame. Now let's answer question B. John puts a frame on some other 9 squares. The sum of the 8 squares that can be seen in the frame is 296. What is the largest number that can be seen in the frame? So the average of the 8 numbers will be 296 divided by 8. And that's 37. So you look at this chart, 37 is here. So the frame we are talking about is this. The question is, what's the largest number? The largest number is this one. Answer is 53. All right. Look at question number 9. So Ginny bought some pens at 180 each. Mary bought some notebook at 250 each. Jenny bought 9 more items. 9 more items than Mary and spent $5 more than she did. So there is 2 total difference. One is the quantity total difference of 9 more, and one is the value total difference of $5 more. So we need to do 2 models. So the first model will be a quantity difference model. So we have Jenny that bought only pens, and the pens is 180 each. Okay, so let's draw a model to represent the pens. Then we have Mary, who bought only notebooks at point MB. So let me, that is Mary. Bought only notebooks MB. And we know that Jenny bought 9 more than Mary, so make sure my Mary is shorter than Jenny by 9. Okay, so this is quantity. Now let's look at the value model. Okay, so these 2 Jenny and these 2 Mary. Okay, remember Jenny only bought pens. The statement says Jenny spent $5 more. So Ginny spent $5 more than Mary. So I'm going to draw Ginny spending is, sorry, $5 more. So draw Ginny spending is $5 more. then Mary. Okay. Now, the first thing we do is we need to remove these 9 pens from the quantity so that Jenny and Mary will have the same number of items. The value of 9 pens will be 9 times 180. That gives you $16.20. Let me figure out the price of the notebook is how much. The price of a notebook is $250. Let's put it at $250. So if I were to remove the 9 pens from the quantity so that I have equal number of pens and notebooks, I must also remove the equivalent value of these 9 pens. And the equivalent value of these 9 pens is $16.20. So I'm going to cut off $16.20 from here. $16.20. Cut it from here. Or from here all the way backwards, somewhere here. This will be removed. So what is left here will be equal to $16.20 minus away $5. You will get $11.20. So this portion is $11.20. So what that means is that after you remove 9 pens from John or from Jimmy, the total difference in value will be $11.20. All right? So total difference in value will be $11.20. This is number. Okay. This is made up of equal numbers. This 1120 is the total difference between an equal number of pens and notebooks. The difference between 1 pen and 1 notebook, I call it the difference in one group. Is 250 minus 180. And that will give you 70 cents. So difference in one group is 70 cents. The number of groups $11.20 divided by 70 cents. And you get 16 groups. So there are 16 groups here. The question is, how many notebooks did Mary buy? So this is the answer, 16. Let's look at question number 10. The table below, the table shows the number of children visiting the Science Center from June to September. So I'm going to move this up a little bit now, June to September. The number of children visiting the Science Center in August and September is 75%. August to September is 75% of the number of children visiting in June and July. How many girls visited the Science Centers in September? So we know if I look at the table, right, we know all the values for June and July. And the number of children visiting in June and July will be this amount, this number, all this. So that will gives you 2235 plus 121 plus 123 for July boys plus 81 July girls. Altogether 560. This is June and July. The statement says August and September is 75% of June and July. So 75% means 75 over 100 multiplied by the total in June, July, 560 I will get 420. So 420 is the number of children in August and September. All right. Now the question is what is this question mark? Right. So very simple. You use the total minus away 420 minus away 111 minus away 140 minus away 89. What is left will be the answer 80. The question mark is 80. Now let's look at B. From September to October, there was 20% increase in the number of boys. So from 100%, you increase by 20%, your new percentage will be 120%. So 120% over 100% multiplied by the number of boys in September. Number of boys in September is 140. 168. So that's the answer. Let's continue with question number 11. A tank was 1/15 filled with water. After tap A was turned on for 12 minutes, tap B was also turned on. After another 60 minutes, both tap A and B was turned off at the same time. The line graph shows the volume water in the tank over 28 minutes. Okay, let's do this. Okay. So what was the volume of the tank? So let's read the graphs. Every interval is actually, there's 5 intervals here. So every interval will be 4. Okay, one interval is 4. Four liters. Okay, one interval. Now, what was the volume of the tank? You'll notice that it begins with 1/15 filled, and 1/15 is 20 liters. The tank will have 15 parts, 15/15. So the volume of the tank will be 20 liters multiplied, which is 1/15, multiplied by 15, you get the entire tank. 300 liters. So that's the answer for part A. Part B, how many liters of water flowed from tap A in 12 minutes? So 12 minutes is from here all the way to here. So if you look at 12 minutes, if you extend this point to left, it is 80. So 80 minus what they started with, 20, 60. So answer is 60 liters. Next. In 1 minute, how many liters of water flowed from tap B? Okay. So in 1 minute, how many liters of water flowed from tap B? Okay, let's do it here. This working is a bit long. Let's do it on this side. So from 0 to 4, from 0 to 4, the amount of water flowed from tap A is 40 minus 20 liters is 20 liters. So per minute, the water flowing from tap A, so I call it rate of A, will be 20 liters divided by 4 minutes. And then you get 5 liters per minute. Okay. From 12 to 28, and these are our color pen. From 12 to 28. $16 has passed. In that 16 minutes, how much water came from A? It will be 16 multiplied by the weight, 5 liters, 80 liters. All right. Now, so between 12 to 28 minutes, 80 liters of water flowed from tap A. If you look at the graph, from the 12 to the 28 minute, the total volume water that goes in from both taps is from 80 all the way to here. This is if you pull the numbers, the stretch to the all the way to the left, to look at the scale is 208. So the amount of water that goes in from both taps, that flows out from both taps, will be 208 liters minus 80 liters. The 80 liters, we're talking about this 80 liters, huh? And this 208, huh? The difference is 128 liters. So from 12 to 28, 128 liters of water flows from both taps during this period of time. And during this period of time, if I minus away the water that flows from tap A, which I have calculated earlier, which is 80 liters, we have 48 liters. So this 48 liters is the amount of water flow from tap B. And over a period of 16 minutes, huh? Yeah. So divide by 16, I get 3 liters per minute. So answer to part C, in 1 minute, how many liters water flowed from tap B? Answer is 3 liters. Okay, let's look at question number 12. The bar graph shows the number of pens sold from January to April. The number of pens sold is not shown on the scale. Mr. Yong sold a total of 540 pens. How many pens were sold in March? So let's look at the scale. So what I will do is, I'll try to mark the scale. So there are, every mark is 1 unit. So this will be 5 units. This 10, 15, okay, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay. So you have a paper in front of you, you try to use a ruler to guide you. If you do it properly, this will be 24 units. This is 27 units. This is 39 units. And this is 45 units. Mr. Yong sold 540 pens. 540 pens will means that it will be equal to how many units? It will be equal to this plus this plus this plus this. Huh? That will give you 24U plus 27U plus 39U plus 45U. That is 135U. So 135U will be equal to 540. 1 unit, 540 divided by 135. So the value of 1 unit is 4. Very important. Just remember it's 4. Value of 1 unit. Now the question is, how many pens sold in March? March is 39 units. So it's 39 times 4. 156. So that's answer for part A. 156. Now let's look at part B. In April, Mr. Yong reduced the price of pens by 20%. The original price of each pen is $2. What was the total amount of money collected from the pens sold in April? So let's find out the new price. The new price for the pen is reduced by 20%. So if you reduce by 20%, you're left 80%. So 80% of the original price of $2, multiply 80 over 100 times 2, you get 160. So this is the new price after the reduction. So each pen is now cost $1.60. What was the total amount of money collected from the pen sold in April? In April, it sold 45 units. So 45 times $1.60. But this is not the answer. Because 1 unit, remember, we calculated here, 1 unit is 4 pence. So must times 4. So answer is $288. So this answer to question number 12. Let's continue with question number 13. Figure 1 shows tank X, which is completely filled with water, and tank Y, which is empty. Water is poured from tank X into tank Y without spilling. The height of the water level in the 2 tanks are now equal as shown in figure 2. This is a very typical volume question, right? It's always presented this way. They will tell you there's water in 1 tank, or maybe in both tanks, or even water outside the 2 tanks. Then the water will mix together in a certain way until they'll tell you that the question that the water level will be equal, or 1 tank is higher than the other by twice as much, or 3 times, or even 2/3. And the question asks you, what is the water level? This is a very standard, typical question for volume. The approach to solve this question is first identify how much water are we dealing with. So by reading this question, we can see that all the water is in tank X. And the amount of water you are dealing with will be equal to, because tank X is completely filled, so the amount of water we are dealing with is 40 multiplied by 30 times 70. That is the total amount of water we're dealing with. So we are going to redistribute this 84,000 ml of water in tank X and Y such that the water level in the 2 tanks equal. Okay. The approach to solve this question is using the quantity value table. So let me show you what's the quantity value table. X, Y. So this quantity, which in this case base area, value, in this case water level, total value, in this case volume. Okay. So this quantity value table. Now the base area of X is 30 times 40, 40 times 30, 40 times 30, and you get 1,200. The base area of Y will be 50 times 36, 50 multiplied by 36, you get 1800. The water level here represents what is the required water level in the end. The required water level in the end is equal, which you can present it as 1, 1. You can present it 2, 2, 3, 3, doesn't matter. It just makes the work more difficult. The easiest way, whenever it is equal, present it as 1, 1. Next, total value, which is means the volume will be base area times water level. 1,200 multiplied by 1. 1,200. 1,800 multiplied by 1. 1,800. This table represents one group. So one group, the volume in one group will be 1,200 plus 1,800. That gives you 3,000. The total volume water is divided into groups like this. The next question we ask ourselves is how many groups is 84,000 divided into. So 84,000 divided by 3,000, we get 28 groups. So there are 28 groups. Question is, what's the height of the water level? To every group, there's a height of 1 centimeter. So 28 groups multiplied by 1 centimeter, answer is 28 centimeter. So answer to part B is 28 centimeter. Part A, pretty simple. Capacity will be this 84,000 mm. So let's look at question number 14. The figure is formed using one rectangle ABCD and two identical squares EC, EFCG and JKEM. EC is a straight line, DE is equal to DH, DE is equal to DH, that's the line, DE is equal to DH. So you notice this forms a isosceles triangle DEH. And angle BCF is 20, so this angle BCF. Find angle EDH. So they are looking for this angle. This angle is the tip of the isosceles triangle. First, let's fill out as much information as we know based on the diagram. So this is a rectangle. The corners of rectangle are 90 degrees. Okay. This is a square. EFCG is a square. Let's mark. So this is also a square. Let's mark right angles. Okay. So these are also right angles. Now, you'll notice that EC is the diagonal across a square. That will split the square into two equal parts. And the angle at the corner also into two equal parts. So this will be 90 degrees divided by 2, 45 degrees. And this will be 45 degrees. This will be 45 degrees, which makes up 90 degrees at the corner. Anything else I can find? Okay, that's okay. We can find this angle also. So this is a right angle. So in other words, angle ECH, angle ECH will be equal to 90 degrees minus 45 minus 20. You get 25. So this is 25. Now focus on this triangle. This triangle EHC EHC. So angle EHC is a triangle. Angle inside this triangle add up to 180. So let's find what is this angle. Angle ECH EHC will be equal to 180 minus 45, this one, minus 25, you get 110. So this is 110. Now that we got angle EHC, we can find this angle, which is the bottom of the isosceles triangle EDH. This is a straight line. So angle on the straight lines add up to 180 degrees. Let's find angle ECH. So EHD. Angle EHD, this angle, is equal to 180 degrees minus 110. And that's 70 degrees. So this 70, this will also be 70. Angle EDH is the angle at the tip of the isosceles triangle. Angle EDH will be equal to 180 minus 70 bottoms of the two isosceles triangle. You get 40 degrees. So this is 40 degrees. Now let's look at angle KLA. Where's KLA? KLA will be this angle. Okay, angle KLA is the same as angle ELF because this is a opposite angles. Opposite angles are equal. So this angle is equal to this angle. To find angle KLA, you just need to find this angle. Okay. Now to find this angle, let's find out what is this angle. Angle LEF. Angle LEF is angle at a point. Is part of angle at a point. And angle at a point is equal to 360. I have to minus away the rest of the angle, which is 90 degrees, 70 degrees, 45, 45, which is 90. So which is 90 minus 90 minus 70 minus 245, which is also 90. I get 110. So this is 110. Next, I need to find this angle. To find this angle, I will need to know this angle. So angle CFB, angle CFB is angle inside the triangle, inside this triangle, okay? So 180 degrees minus the other two angles, 20 degrees minus 90 degrees, I will get 70 degrees. So this is 70 degrees. So now we can find angle LFE, angle LFE, which is this angle. Angle on a straight line, 180 degrees minus 90 minus 70. I will get 20 degrees. So this is 20 degrees. Now that we have all the three angles inside this triangle, show about triangle, about this triangle. I can now find this angle. Okay, so this angle will be angle ELF. 180 degrees minus away 110 degrees minus away 20 degrees. I will get 50 degrees. This is 50 degrees, and the KLA will also be 50 degrees because it is opposite angles. So answer is 50 degrees. Now let's continue with question number 15. The figure is formed by one small circle, two identical medium semicircles, and one big semicircle. So let's identify where is the small semicircle. The small semicircle is this. Okay, this is a small semicircle. Next, let's find out where is the two identical medium semicircle. So this is the identical medium circle. One medium, and there's the other second medium. Okay. And one big semicircle. So where's the big semicircle? The big semicircle is here. This is the big semicircle. Okay, so now you know all the shapes. Now, one common mistake people make is that they assume that this point is the center of the medium semicircle. But it's not true, because first, you cannot assume unless the question tells you. So this is not the center of the medium semicircle. But one thing for sure, we notice that this 20 centimeter, which is from the middle of, I would say the line that split the semicircle into half to the circumference, that will gives you the radius of the medium semicircle. If this is the radius of the medium semicircle, this would be the diameter, which is 20 times 2. Okay. Let me clear out this one. This is not the radius. I mean, this is not the center. This is the radius. 20 is the radius. So if this is 16, this will also be 16. This is 16 as well. Okay. So I can find what is this length. This is let's QR. Then this QR. It's not so QR is equal to 40 take away 16. Let's give you 24. So this is 24. The question is looking for what's the length of QR. Okay, we got it. This is 24 centimeter. Now let's look at using the calculator value of pi to find the parameter of the shaded figure. So the parameter or shaded figure consists of this. Okay? Consists of the half the circumference of one medium semicircle plus half the circumference of the other identical semicircle. And these two will add up to one circumference, one full circumference of the medium circle. So let's find out what's the circumference of a medium circle. Is equal to pi times diameter. Pi times diameter is 40. Okay. So this is 40 pi. Now let's find out. Okay, the circumference also consists of this, which is circumference of a small semicircle. Circumference of small semicircle will equal to half times pi times diameter of a small semicircle is 24. So that gives you 12 pi. Now, there's still one missing part to the parameter. This is the part. This is the circumference of a large semicircle. So the large semicircle diameter is, okay, it is 40 plus 16. So diameter is 40 plus 16 gives you 56. So 56 is diameter of the large semicircle. So it's from here to here. 40 plus 16. For it also 56. Okay. So half times pi times 56, which is diameter, and you get 28 pi. So the circumference of the shaded region will be 40 pi, which is this, plus 12 pi, plus 28 pi. And answer is 80 pi. And use the calculator value of the pi to get an answer to 2 decimal place. So only at the very last step, then you apply the calculator pi. And they want it to 2 decimal place, so 251.33 centimeter. Okay, so that's all. Let's look at question number 16. A painter makes red, blue, and white paint to form a mixture of purple paint. 1/4 of the purple paint was made up of red paint. The ratio of the volume of blue paint to the volume of red paint was 2:3. So first, let's record the data. One quarter of the purple paint was made up of red paint. So first, the paint is made of red, blue, and white. So the purple paint is made of 3 colors: red, blue, and white. So 1/4 of the purple paint, 1:4. 1/4 is red, and the rest, and then 4 is the purple. Because there are 2 other colors, blue and white, that will be the other 3/4 of the paint that makes up the purple paint. Now, the other information we had is blue paint to the red paint is 2:3. Okay. White paint is not correct, 2:3. So red paint to the blue paint is 2:3. Now let's look for common base. The common base is 2. The red is this value. So let's make the red the same. Sorry, this is sorry, I made a mistake. The ratio of the blue to the red is 2:3. So it shouldn't be blue is 2, red is 3. Blue is 2, red is 3. All right. So now we see that the red is the common base. So let's make red the same. Here, the red is 1, has a value of 1. Over here has a value of 3. So let's make them all into 3. So multiply by 3, I get 3. Multiply by 3, 12. Multiply by 3, 9. So I have red is 3, purple is 12, blue is 2, white will be 9, minus away the blue. Okay, so 9 minus 2, 7. So let me summarize it. Red is 3, purple is, okay, maybe I shouldn't put purple here first. Red, blue and white, and everything adds up to become purple. So blue is 2, white is 7, purple is 12 over here. Now, what's the question? The question is, what fraction of the purple paint was from the white paint? So it will be white over purple. So it is white is 7, purple is 12. So answer is 7 over 12. 7 over 12. Let's look at part B. He then used 3/8 of the purple paints to paint the wall and 2/3 of the remaining purple paints to paint the ceiling. He had 300 ml of paint left. What was the volume of the purple paint mixture at first? So the key word here is remaining. And the word remaining should highlight to you that the approach is model method. So let's use the model method to solve this question. So remember, whenever you see the word remaining, chances are the question requires you to use the model method to solve. So let's use the model method. So to begin, he then used 3/8 of the purple paint. This statement tells me that the purple paint can be divided into 8 parts. And that's why he can use 3/8. Now I draw a bar model that represents the purple paint and split it into 8 parts. 3/8 of the purple paint is to paint the wall. So 3/8 is here, is to paint the wall. The rest will be the remainder. So I indicate remainder. I'll redraw the remainder below in a separate bar. This statement tells me 2/3 remaining purple paint to paint the ceiling. So the remaining purple paint can be divided into 3 parts. And 2/3 is to paint the ceiling. Okay? And he had 300 ml of purple paint left. So this 300. Question is, what is the volume of the purple paint at first? So we are talking about the entire model, how much it is. This is a very simple remainder theory concept to apply, to solve. So 300 multiplied by 3, 900, that will give you the entire remainder. And 900 consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 900 divided by 5, I get 180. So one of these is 180. 180 multiplied by 8. I get the total volume of the purple paint. So answer is 1440 ml. Okay, let's now go on to the last question. The last question is pretty difficult. Let's try. So Suling bought a total of 1540 bits in 3 different shapes. For her craft work, the ratio of round bits into square bits is 1:7. She used 2/3 of the square bits and all of the round bits. Half of the triangular bits were left. In the end, the total number of bits left was 675. First statement, 1/7. The ratio of the round to square is 1/7. Round to square is 1:7. Next statement, she used 2/3 of the square bits and all the round bits. So square bits, we use 2/3. So I minus 2/3. But of course, we don't teach you to record just minus 2, 3. We need to record as a before change after format. That will be square start with 3 parts, took away 2 parts, left with 1. So that's how you record minus 2/3 as a ratio. Next, the statement says he used up all the round bits. So round, you minus all. In this case, there's only 1 unit, so you minus 1. Half of the triangular bits were left. So this is triangular bits were left, half were left, means half were used. Right? If you have half left, another way of looking at it is that you use half of it. So half will be just like the square. The way you record will be 2 minus 1 left 1. Finally, they say the total number of bits left was 675. So the remaining rectangle, square, and triangle add up to 675. Now let's look for common base. The square over here and the square over here has to be the same because it's the before values of the square. So let's make it to 21 times 3. I get 3. 21 times 7 over here. I get 21. 14, 7. Take note, all the red bits are used. So this minus 1 have to be changed to be the same as this. So minus 3. And for this ratio relating to the triangles, there is no common base between the triangle and the red and square. So there's a common base here, so I give everything a U. And this triangle is nothing common with the red and square, so I give it a P. So this is units and parts question. So I think I've recorded everything, so let's read the question. What was the ratio of the total number of round and square bits used to the total number of round and square bits left? So let's look at the used. Round is how much? Let's see. Round used is 3 units. Square used is 14 units. So it is 17 units. Compared to the round and square bits left, slowly, round left is round left will be 0 because use up everything. Square bits left will be 7 units. By the way, this is square. This is the round. I should say used. Okay, so this 7 units. So altogether, 7 units. So used is 7 units. No, sorry, use the wrong word. I'm using a color pen. So therefore, used is 17 units. Used 17 units. Left is 7 units. So answer is 17 is to 7. So this answer. Let's look at part B. Let's give some space for this. This part B. Okay. Now, what was the number of triangular bits at first? So we have two values here, 1540, which is the bits at first, and total bits at first. 675 is the total bits in the end. So total bits at first is 3 units of weight, not weight, 3 units of round, plus 21 units of square, plus 2 parts of the triangle. So all these add up to 1540. You see here, this 1540. Now, the bits in the end, which is left, you have 7 units of square. For round, you have nothing left, and triangle have 1 part. And total is 675. So this one, let me summarize it. The 7 units plus 1 part is equal to 675. And this one will become 21 plus 3 is 24. 2 parts and 1540. So this is a simultaneous equation. I shall make my parts the same. So what I do at times 2. I get 14u plus 2 parts is equal to 1350. So now that my parts are the same, I can subtract the 2 statements. On the left side, what I will have left will be 24 units minus 14u. On the right side will be 1540 minus 1350. These 24u minus 14u is 10u. 1540 minus 1350 is 190. 1 unit will be 190 divided by 10. 19. So 1 unit is 19. The question is the number of triangle bits at first. Number of triangle bits at first is 2 parts. Okay. So to solve this, there's actually if we look through the statements that we've created so far. This is the statement that I can use to find what is 2 parts. Or I can use this as well. This is easier. So I shall use this. So yeah, let's take it before this. Okay. Now I'm going to use this one to find the 2 parts. I 1 unit is 14. So let's find what is 1 unit is 19. Okay, let's find what is 14 units. 1 unit is 19. So 14 units will be 14 times 19. You get 2. Give you 266. Okay. 14 times 19 is 266. And if I use 1350 minus away 14 units of 266, I'll get 2p. So 2p is 1350 minus 266. I'll get 1084. And that's the answer. That is 2p, which is the triangle at first. 1084. So that's all. And then thank you very much. I'll talk to you again. next week.